In today's episode, I look at the core of three realities: the brutal attack on 3 DA MPs in Philippi on Tuesday, and the daily threats ordinary residents face in that crime-torn township, and a police service that is in general disarray. Philippi is one of those areas that year after year after year features at the top of the list of serious crime hotspots. I do not wish to diminish the magnitude of the trauma experienced by the three members of parliament. Ian Cameron, Lisa Schickling, and Nicholas Gottsel are hardworking members of parliament who were only there doing their jobs when they became part of these unfortunate statistics. But sometimes that is what it takes for the country to finally wake up to what ordinary men and women report daily as their lived reality. But what else do we expect? The police minister is on special leave, accused of political interference. The police's head of crime detection is sitting at home, accused of aiding drug peddlers and crime kingpins escape justice. Hello everyone, welcome back to Joe Talks Politics. I am your host, Joseph Musia. Let's get right into this. What were these white MPs doing in a crime-infested township in the first place? I can hear someone asking. Well, first of all, the Group Areas Act has not been on our statute books for decades now. South Africans of all races are free to live, walk, or drive anywhere in South Africa, and no one has a right to interfere with them. Secondly, the Philippi Police Training Academy has itself been in the news for all the wrong reasons. When Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Police conducted an oversight visit there, it uncovered a stark reality. The Academy's infrastructure and management were in disarray, falling far short of the standards expected from a national training institution. They found leaking roofs and moldy ceilings in key buildings, including kitchens and sleeping quarters. They found broken geysers and no hot water, forcing trainees to bathe in cold water even during winter. This is besides reports of misappropriating funds, groceries intended for trainees used privately, rental of SAPS catering equipment for personal gain, and misuse of college funds for furniture purchases. Add to that reports of criminality among recruits, drug use, gang affiliations, and sexual harassment. That is a good enough reason for members of parliament to keep an eye on the institutions. MPs went there to check accountability and standards. Yet as they left, their vehicle was pelted with bricks. Gottsel was hospitalized. Cameron and Schickling had minor injuries. At the time of putting this episode together, 2 children had been arrested. Yes, in my eyes, an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old are kids. The magnitude of their alleged crimes should not blind us to the fact that they should have been at school, university, or college. Yet, they are facing attempted murder charges.
I was driving yesterday and suddenly Lisa just said to me, something doesn't feel right. She was sitting in the back of the vehicle and we, started looking around anticipating something. And the next moment, the first shot, I'm calling it a shot, but a brick came through on my side that hit me in the face. I won't show you the graphic detail, but my teeth are broken. So I'm going to go visit some dentists later today. And while I was kind of trying to keep the guy out of the vehicle, he kept on coming back. I just heard the noise on the other side of the vehicle. And when I looked around, I saw that my colleague Nicholas was bleeding really badly and that they were trying to get in on his side. Sure. And the same on Lisa Schickeling's side at the back left side of the vehicle. And they just kept on coming, after which I realized that if we don't do something, then this can go really bad. So I did my best to act in self-defense with my firearm, and then we sped off to the closest secure location, from where we then started calling emergency services to try and get help. Obviously, especially Nicholas was losing blood. We thought actually it's much worse than what it is, but he got quite hurt.
The newspapers and different reports are calling it a hijacking. From where you were sitting, was it a smash and grab, or did it look like somebody wanted to take the vehicle from you?
So I to be very honest, I don't quite know. At the beginning, I thought it's just a smash and grab, but after speaking to people there afterwards, I heard that the MO that's sometimes used is that they actually grab the keys from the ignition, and then they either force you out or continue to attack you. I don't know what they would plan to do. Luckily, this little car that we were driving in didn't actually have keys in the ignition on that side, so it wouldn't have been easy to get to the keys, and they weren't able to grab anything of ours. Everything was secure. So I honestly don't know. Upon stopping and seeing just the amount of, if you look at the damage that you're showing on the vehicle, and so on, you would, it feels a little bit more than just a smash and grab. So if you look at the brick as well that they used, especially on Lisa Schickeling at the back of the vehicle, I don't know if you've seen those big cement bricks, those big blocks.
Yeah.
It's basically half of one of those, but solid. It's really, really big. So praise the Lord that she doesn't have a more serious injury on her head.
Notice how Cameron emphasizes both the physical attack and the shock of being assaulted outside a police academy meant to uphold law and order. The irony is stuck, and it underscores systemic failures. Residents live in fear daily. Smash and grabs, hijackings, and murders are common. For years, these stories haven't made headlines. The MP's attack is a rare instance that gets national attention, highlighting long-standing neglect. You see, Cameron and the other MPs were accosted outside a police training academy. Really? Shouldn't this be one of the liberated spots in the country? The one area where criminals make themselves scarce. Because it is always teeming with young, enthusiastic trainees ready to put their training to the test. Yet, small-time criminals don't think twice about trying to hijack or rob motorists outside the gates. In fact, as one resident put it, this is a well-known smash and grab hotspot outside the gates of a police training academy. These are the young people that soon, whichever minister is in office, will parade to the country as part of the cohort that goes out to fight crime. The same ones who are part of gangs and using drugs inside the academy. Something does not add up. When was the last time Fanima Semula, our National Police Commissioner, visited this academy? Is he satisfied that it should stay open? This brings me back to the bigger issues of policing in the country. Cameron and other MPs are in the process of drafting terms of reference for the ad hoc committee to investigate allegations made by Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. There is also a Judicial Commission of Inquiry into these allegations that starts public hearings on the 1st of September. Allegations that a senior police officer might be working with or somehow aiding criminal syndicates are a real kick in the gut. This is someone who is supposed to be at the sharp end of detecting crime in the country. When you hear that the politician who is charged with overseeing the work of these police officers is himself implicated, it makes you want to give up. Yet we can't afford to give up as South Africans. We need to speak with one voice to demand better living conditions for the vulnerable communities of Nyanga, Alexander, Diepsloot, Umlazi, Inanda, Mitchell's Plain, and Dobsonville. It is not natural or normal that they should fend for themselves against criminals. Tragic as it is, and I do wish the MPs a speedy recovery. But tragic as this incident is, the silver lining is that it resensitizes us to the plight of the scores of poor people who face the wrath of criminals daily. It is not enough to condemn the attack on the MPs without taking steps to end the criminality for everyone. We need increased resources allocated to township policing, targeting high crime areas. We need infrastructure upgrades, CCTV, lighting, and better academy practices. We need policy models that are proactive and community-centered. We need even more oversight and follow-up on the SAPS, with MPs pressing for accountability. The attack wasn't just on MPs. It was a mirror of systemic failures, an academy in need of reform, residents in danger, and a police service without direction. Thanks for listening. Share your thoughts, your stories, and demand that incidents like this lead to real change. At the Philippi Academy, in townships, and across the country. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. We are still on our journey to 5,000 subscribers. See you in the next one.